Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the third video I'm making in this series about Clo3D. I think it would be beneficial for either an intro to the program itself and or an introduction to patterning. I hope you can tell my husband has helped me fix my sound issues, and I'm going to try to speak a little bit faster. But please continue to let me know your thoughts, and I hope this is helpful. Today's video, I'm going to go over just how to start in Clo, how to load an avatar, and how to create a very basic sloper. You can't really drape in Clo, but what I'm going to show you today is the closest that you can do to draping. I will do another video at some point about actually drafting a pattern in Clo. Personally, I prefer to draft as opposed to drape, though I think it is great and almost essential that you understand both. So without further ado, here we go. When you open Clo, and I'm on a Mac, so I know that some of the controls and the interface is a little different if you're on a PC. Clo has actually put out a series of a beginner guide of the foundations. I do recommend watching that. It's 4 parts, and each part has about 5 or 6 videos, so it will take some time to work through it. I think part 1, lessons 1 through 4, are the most basic, just to get you familiar with the interface, and I'll put a link below to those videos. But here we go. So how do you load an avatar? Clo comes with a set default options for a few things. Clo also has a marketplace where you can go in and purchase custom-made garments or shoes, and avatars is one of the things that you can custom purchase. I've just been using the default avatars. Over here on the left, you're going to see these options that say library, history, and modular configuration. Right now, I just want you to go to library. And you have these options: garments, avatars, hangers, fabrics, hardware and trims, and stages. I've also loaded 2 more folders to help keep myself organized of the basic trainings that I've downloaded through Clo3D, and then just another one of Clo. But these 2 will not be in your defaults. So we're going to go to avatar, double click on that. It'll give you an option here: female 1, female 2, kid version 1, male version 1, and male version 2. For now, just try something different. We're going to go to the male version 1. This is also where you start to see all the options about hair, motion, poses, shoes. You can even go in here and change the size. But for now, I'm just going to load basic. Let's do male version 1. So both of these are male version 1. They have different names. I think because they're both male version 1 because they have the same default options up here, and then it's just 2 different aesthetic looks. So we'll go with Martin. Double click and it will load. All right, there he is. I'm going to go up to this little arrow here to shrink my library. Oops. Okay. So here we are. I have an avatar and no pattern. What I'm going to choose over here is 3D pen avatar. The closest thing I can compare this to is your draping tape or your twill tape or your soutache. If you, when you are draping, use some sort of colored ribbon or tape to help you with your guidelines. That's the closest thing I can compare to this. So I've chosen 3D pen avatar, and then I can start drawing my lines. So I'm going to start here at the base of the neck, and you have all these options. You could do a custom measurement if you wanted to, or just draw straight. I'm just going to draw straight. Another trick is if you hold down the shift key, then it will give you the perpendicular and parallel lines, so you know that you're heading straight and you aren't veering off. So I'm going to hold down the shift key, come down to his belly button and click. And then I can do the same, working my way around the body. Okay. I'm going to come up the back to the base of the back of his neck, and then work my way around. But this would be an awfully close and snug garment if I went all the way there. So I'm going to use the Command key, which actually will let me curve my line. I can get a better curve. And then I can connect it. There we go. I'm going to draw his side seam here. And his underarm, or excuse me, arm's eye. And I'm holding down the Command key once again so I can get that arm's eye curve, which I want. And I'll show you how to true it up here. Second. I'm just holding the Command key, kind of eyeballing and working my way around the body. Again, just like you would with a piece of drapery tape. And I'm gonna draw my shoulder line. I'm using the Shift key so I can make sure my shoulder is straight. Okay. And then I'm gonna draw some shaping lines. So on a body that is more flat, a body that does not have a bust mound, you generally would probably only have a dart, the waist dart here. You're not going to have a bust dart, and you're likely not going to have a shoulder dart. But for the sake of right now, I'm going to create a princess seam all the way here, even though that's not normally how a flat body sloper works, but just to give you the idea. This is also what you would do for a body that did have more curvature. All right. So I just held the Command key and then made my line. And I'll come around and do the back. Sometimes when it does that, it's not wanting to give me a very straight. The more you zoom in, then you can get a more precise point as to where you want it to be. It's not perfect, but it's a good starting point. So now I'm going to come to the arrow here in the bottom corner of this tool, and I'm going to choose flatten. Oops. I lied. First, I'm going to go to Edit 3D Pen. That's what I'm going to do. And then that way I can click this line, right click. You can delete it, you can add a point, you can add a curve. For now, I'm going to flatten as a straight line. Again, just so I am confident that that line is straight, and it will help me save some time in the truing up process. That's okay. I'll go ahead and do it to my shoulder, and I can shift and select 2 at the same time, which can be helpful. And I want my back to be a straight line too, flatten as a straight line. Okay. And I'll do my side seam. And I'm going to hold the Shift down so I can gather all those segments, flatten as a straight line. And this just helps, it's going to help me in a second when I go to create my pattern pieces. All right, so now we're going to go back to the 3D pen tool, 3D pen avatar. There is also a 3D garment pen, which we'll get to in a second. But for now, we're going to go to 3D pen avatar, flatten. And it's going to tell you what to do. It's going to say select all areas to be flattened and then press enter. So I'm going to do just that. I'm just going to select them all. And then I'm going to hit enter. And it's going to populate my patterns over here. Boom. All right, so before I proceed much further, I want to make sure that these patterns are neat and in an order that I understand. Again, it's just, even if you were working on your table, you want to maintain neatness. So I'm on my select transform pattern tool, so I can just select my patterns and move them. And if you're unsure at any point what the pattern is, for example, like which one of these is the front and which one of these is the back, I can select it in the 2D window, and then it will highlight in the 3D window which pattern I'm on, so I can make sure I don't get too confused. So that's my side back, that's my side front, that's my back, and that's my front.